Cause from fathers, mothers, sons and daughters, I'm a part of the music culture. Spotify took me off the playlist. I admit that I've been underrated. I'm not convicted, not arrested, but drag my name in the dirt. All this work to be successful when you abandon me because of what you heard. I admit I am not perfect. I never said I was perfect. Say I'm abusing these women. What the fuck, that's some absurd shit. The brainwashed, really? Kidnapped, really? Can't eat, really? Real talk, that shit sounds silly. And if you really, really wanna know, a father dropped her off in my show and told his boy to put her on the stage. I admit that she was overage. I admit that I was feeling her, and I admit that she was feeling me. I admit that that's just some shit to come again, a celebrity. I ain't chasing these ladies, no. These ladies are chasing me, yeah. No, I'm only saying all this shit cause they trying to play me, yeah. I admit that this is no disrespect to the parents, but this is my advice to you cause I'm also a parent. Don't push your daughter in my face and tell me that it's okay, cause your agenda is to get paid and get mad when it don't go your way. I know you look at me like I don't know through things, but I'm human. I know it's hard sometimes, but try to keep in mind that I'm human. Fuck off the fortune and fame, forget the name, I'm a human. I can't believe all the under the table shit they doing. Follow the line, gotta hear. It's only nothing here, they can come and watch us here. That's what I don't need to say.
Say you love it, what you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spend you. That ass count, gotta make it last down. Start off slow, then I'ma beat it up. Hate on me, but no. Try to say stop when the bitch say go. There you go again, that voice is cool. Watch you make your girlfriend go. Come on, come on, come on. You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I be. After causing ruckus in the industry, making this so she can't sleep.
Pointed at me. I'm tired of all this weight on me. I'm tired of everybody wanting a piece of me. Shit, I'm not an ATM machine. What do I do when I can't do what I do? How can I win if I can't win with truth? Got a couple of dead homies that I promised I would make it out this shit. And I know that God's hands is on me, nigga. I'm gonna make it out this shit. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. My the storm's over. I admit I talked to Miss McGinn. FYI, that's my second mother. I admit that I asked her how am I gonna get the work off my shoulder. She said, son, don't you lose it. Sometimes you gotta go through it. They can say what they say, but at the end of the day, they cannot deny your music. Cause your music has touched people, it inspires all people, overseas, everywhere. Don't worry, don't care, cause the anointing is on you. And that's why these haters is at you. So just keep on doing you, baby. You don't have to give these fools an explanation. I admit it, I made it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did. What's the definition of a goat? What's the definition of a sex slave? Go to the dictionary, look it up. Let me know I'll be real blatant. Now I admit I got some girls that love me to pull their hair. I got 80 people that love me to talk dirty when I pull their hair. Yeah. Some like me to stay.
I got 80 people watching. 26 likes, 8 dislikes. It's not balancing out. So people who just watching, just go ahead and hit that like button. If you missed the like button, just go ahead and hit that like button, or go ahead and hit the dislike button. But we gonna talk kills.
You have me, and through the years supported you have me. But when he left this world, he had a million girls, but we gon' always love you have me. To Tennessee, regardless of whatever your name is. You've been trying to destroy me for 25 whole years. Writing the same stories over and over and over again. Off my name, you done went and made yourself a career. Guess what? I pray for you and family and all my other enemies. Not gonna let y'all steal my joy. I'm just gonna keep on doing me. Now I don't know what else to say except I'm so falsely accused. Tell me, how can you judge when you never walked in my shoes? So easy to mess up someone else's life. Social media, the devil in disguise. I admit I miss my brothers, but I admit they wasn't acting like brothers. Yeah, we've had our differences, but you don't turn on your brother for nothing, for no one. Got her, mama, Joanne is watching. She must be turning over in her grave. Yeah, I admit I had to borrow a couple of M's from the label. All these hits I better do good food on the table. I was told I had to sell my cars. I was told I couldn't get along. Said I owed $20 million to the IRS, and they was coming to get my home. I admit I was feeling stupid sipping Hennessy, trying to figure out what happened to me. There was so much going through my head, cause I knew that something wasn't right. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but my spirit had better eyes. It told me what it saw, and it scared the shit out of me. It said get rid of them all, it's nothing but vultures around me. I admit that I love my fans for all the push and support they've shown. I admit if it wasn't for them, I would've never stayed strong. Now I'm not tripping on all of these rumors, that don't bother me. And I'm not paying attention to these haters, that don't bother me. But what blows me is when certain people turn phony. They say Robert got your back, Rob you the man, but they really want with you. Bitch, you know who you are. Bitch, I bought you a car. Bitch, you stayed in my crib. I loved you with all my heart. Now I don't like to brag when it comes to me, but I'm giving back to the community, from the non-profits to the charities. But of course you'll never hear that about me. To them niggas that drink my liquor and smoke my stogies.
I got 98.
How come you ain't on my Facebook taking up for me?
It's not that was
around me most of the day, and you know that I'm a good brother. Always got your hands out, it ain't no doubt that y'all niggas ain't nothing but blood suckers. Cause y'all ain't bringing nothing to the table. Nothing. Yeah, nigga, and you know it's real talk. Taking pictures with me for your Instagram, but when I need you, you quick to get lost. Get lost.
Let's get the price up, y'all.
Robert Ken, Joe,
Right tone, and I ain't even started.
My kids, what you hear, I hear about that. Guys, I'm sorry for this. I'm so sorry I can't imagine what y'all must be going through. Every day it's something about me, my God.
I got 107 watches, 49 likes,
there must be better days. Just keep walking straight.
What up, Brooke?
I know you must be worried.
I got highlights to that.
For me, things has gotten rough. Right now I can't say too much, but for y'all I will stay tough. Daddy just needs y'all to trust and believe in me. I admit that I've told the truth, and still not free. Still won't hate me, you still won't stone me, still won't chain me, think you won't kill me. I admit it, I made it, I admit it, I did it, I admit it, I did, I admit it, I did. Son, where'd you find Chi-town, my home. The ways that I learn to support, I own. I admit that my heart cries for my city, cause we're losing young lives in the city. Instead of judging me, y'all should be using me to help these kids raise them out of depression and poverty. Now I'm not saying I'm no savior, but I could be an inspiration. This is an invitation. Man, I admit I go through so much day to day. Got 23 lawyers, 3 or 4 managers, one on my door, show me the way. The only thing I have left is my voice, and now I have to use it for my protection, because they left me no choice. See, my work has nothing to do with my private life, so stay the fuck out of my business and tend to your own damn life. So go ahead, say what you wanna say about who I wanna be, but you won't say that shit to my face, cause you know it ain't shit to say. Next nigga bring me some dumb shit, it's gonna be a misunderstanding, cause niggas they listen to dumb shit. My niggas that be on that dumb shit, they need a line cause they ain't got no life, so they always conjuring up dumb shit. Locked in my path, they don't know the half, and soft, they making assumptions, just legal assumptions. Cost a man his whole career, found guilty when you're innocent, is the only test I hear. There is one thing that's for sure, and I wanna make this shit clear. I done lived my voice and represented my country for 31 fucking years. Damn it, I admit that I've told the truth, and I'm still not free. Still won't hate me, still won't stone me, still won't chain me, think they won't kill me. I admit it, I made it, I admit it, I did it, I admit it, I did, I admit it, I did. Son, where'd you put that ass? No disrespect to Chi-town, my home.
Let's get them likes up though.
But we've gotta learn how to support our own. I admit that my heart cries for my city.
Hey Tone, I'm loving them haters.
Cause we're losing young lives in the city. Instead of judging me, to help these kids raise them out of depression and poverty. Now I'm not saying I'm no savior, but I could be an inspiration. This is an invitation. Man, I admit I go through so much day to day. Got 23 lawyers, 3 or 4 managers, one on my door, show me the way. The only thing I have left is my voice, and now I have to use it for my protection, because they left me no choice. See, my work has nothing to do with my private life, so stay the fuck out of my business and tend to your own damn life. So go ahead, say what you wanna say about who I wanna be, but you won't say that shit to my face, cause you know it ain't shit to say. Next nigga bring me some dumb shit, it's gonna be a misunderstanding, cause niggas they listen to dumb shit. My niggas that be on that dumb shit, they need a line cause they ain't got no life, so they always conjuring up dumb shit. Locked in my path, they don't know the half, and soft, they making assumptions, just legal assumptions. Cost a man his whole career, found guilty when you're innocent, is the only test I hear. There is one thing that's for sure, and I wanna make this shit clear. I done lived my voice and represented my country for 31 fucking years. Damn it, I admit.
Alright, let's get down to it. I wasn't even gonna go live yet because I know I got some premieres going all day today. But I said forget it. I can't take it no more. What has came down and what's been said is not true. So I've reached out. Hold on. So I've reached out to several people. I've reached out to several people. I'm talking about people that was at the courthouse today. I've reached out to several people. Once again, I'm going to say it again. I've reached out to several people. Hold on. I don't think you heard me. I'm going to say it again. I've reached out. DanaJay has reached out to several people that was at court today. And I find it funny that a narrative that's being ran with, nobody knows about. So I have a question. Where's these narratives coming from? Somebody said, Dana, how you feel about R.Kelly saying he was gay? When did he say that? You would have to speak to say that, right? And the person that's on it that I rocks with, and he's not biased, he haven't even reported nothing like that, and he would have been on it. Second of all, there was no press inside that courtroom today. And I haven't heard none of the lawyers say R.Kelly jumped up and said, I'm gay. Have mercy on me, court. I'm gay. Have mercy on me, court. That ain't never happened. So, I don't know where that narrative came from. Because you got to speak in the court to do that, right? Nothing was never spoke about. And he haven't spoke in the courts. Robert lawyers have been speaking, but he haven't. I'm going to say this real quick, and y'all know what it is. To support this channel, the Cash App is at the top of the screen, $official DanaJay. If you want to support me for content or whatever, or just drop a tip, go to the top of the chat box. It's pinned to the chat box. Nothing is necessary. Everything is free will. So only do it if you decide to do it. Don't do it if you feel like you're pressured, because I'm not pressuring nobody. So this kills me, because now I go against somebody who I love, which is a person I find to be my sister. And I got sent the link, and when I clicked in, I looked, I said, "Oh no." I understand that my sister have, she had her encounters with people who was close to Robert, and I'm quite sure Demetrius Smith showed some shit. Excuse my French, but showed some stuff. Thank you so much, Miss Lady T. I appreciate you. You don't know that $2.99 go a long way. So, it puzzles me. It puzzles me. Hey, Sheree, what's going on? It puzzles me how people is just saying anything. So, don't even take my word for it. I reached out to he's not a blogger. He's a columnist. And anything that go on with R.Kelly, he puts it up there. He shares it. Anything that goes on with any big time, he shares it. Right now, he's reporting about a judge in Chicago. Trust me, I'm on it. But don't take my word for it. This is what we're going to do. Because one thing I'm not going to do is sit here and play this game. Y'all see it came out of Pacer. If you can't put proof to what you say, hey, Shabby. My fault, Dream Team. I meant to speak to everybody, but y'all know how I get when it gets to Robert. I kind of get sidetracked and just forget, but I'm going to rock with this. All right. So let's go here. We're going to start at 723, right? Entry 134, letter dated 7/23/2021. Reason, expert disclosure as to Robert Sylvester Kelly. This is coming from the government. And whenever you see Shahada and Nadia, that's the government. So we got 723 and we got all the motion eliminates and everything and exhibits and all this and all this and all this. But we want to focus on 8-2. 8-2-21, 147, letter to the judge as to Robert Sylvester Kelly, coming from Nicole Blank Becker, right? And today is the 3rd, so that was yesterday. That's what I was telling you about yesterday. So, excuse me, Ann Donnelly comes back out and puts an order out. No later than August the 4th, 2021, the parties are to provide the court with their list of jurors who are acceptable to both sides and jurors whom both sides believe should be excused. And jurors whom both sides believe should be excused. Ordered by Judge Ann M. Donnelly on 8/2/21, and then it got her assistants, Green and Donna Green. Entered 8/2/21. Now, that's what I read to y'all last night, but I didn't show it. All right? So, in the middle of the night, or before the middle of the night, after I got off, the bombarders started. 8/2/21, this is also the government. Entry 148, reply to response to motion, reason 133, motion eliminate, to admit uncharged acts, Elizabeth Geddes. She's also government. Then entry 149, reply to response to motion, reason 135, motion and eliminate, to admit certain evidence and preclude other evidence filed under seal. Shahada and Nadia, that's government. So this is under seal. Now watch the trickery. This one right here by Geddes is not under seal. This 4 pages long, and I got it. This one right under it is under seal. I can't get it. So 8/2/21, 150, reply to response to motion, reasoning 135 motion, and eliminate to admit certain evidence and preclude other evidence, public redacted version. Shahada and Nadia. So this is the public redacted version. I got that. But right underneath of it, which is part of Robert's defense team, that came out today after court, approximately at 1 o'clock on 8/3/2021. Entry 151, memorandum in opposition to reasoning 135 motion, eliminate to admit certain evidence and preclude other evidence. Calvin Scholar, entered 8/3/2021. Now, the ones that was entered today, this is what we're going to do. We're going to break it down. The ones that was entered today, let's go ahead and break it all the way down. Thank you so much, Ray. Appreciate you. Miss you over here, Ray. Let's break it down all the way, shall we?
And I want it to be so y'all can see it. So let me open it up. Oh, let me see. Can I open this up a little more? Or is that good enough? Let's see. What up, Willie? Nah, that's good right there. Okay. By ECF. Let me see. Is this 4 page? Yep, the 4 pages. This is one of the ones that they was talking about. All right. The Honorable Annam Donnelly, United States District Court, Eastern District of New York, 225 Camden Plaza, East Brooklyn, New York, 11201, United States versus Roberts v. Kelly, criminal docket number 19-286, S.3, RSK. Dear Judge Donnelly, the government writes in reply. Can y'all hear me? I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Yo, whoa, okay. I'll make sure y'all can hear me now. Make sure y'all can hear me. All right. It says, Dear Judge Donnelly, the government writes in reply. The government writes in reply to the defendant's response in opposition to the government's motion in limine to admit other acts evidence. See memorandum of law in opposition and government, as a case law. For the reasons set forth herein and in the government's initial memorandum, the government's motion should be granted. First, all of the other acts evidence the government seeks to offer is admissible as direct evidence of the charged racketeering offense. A fact the defendant fails to mention in his response. And therefore, the notice provisions of Rule 404B of the Federal Rules of Evidence do not apply. Why don't it? So now the federal government is trying to pick and choose what applies and what don't. If somebody put them on their standard, then it don't apply to them. But then it apply elsewhere. Thank you so much, Nell Taylor. We ain't going that route. In its initial memorandum, the government cited to Rule 404B only as an alternate basis for admission of this evidence. Significantly, is set forth in the government's memorandum in support of its motion to admit certain other acts evidence. A racketeering offense is not limited to just the enumerated racketeering acts. Rather, it is the combination of both the activity of the enterprise and evidence of the pattern of racketeering, demonstrating that the defendant's conduct is interrelated and that there is continuity or a threat of continuity, often through the presumption of uncharged other acts. That's a case law. Actually, 2 case laws right there. Discussed therein falls squarely within the time frame of the charged racketeering activity of I or in or about January 1994 and the present, and involves not only the defendant's own conduct, but his use of and reliance on various members of the charged enterprise to carry out the uncharged acts as part of the methods and means of the pattern of racketeering charged in this case, including but not limited to selecting victims, making travel arrangements, and carrying out the defendant's instructions, which were used to control the silence his victims. Let's stop right there. Who was a victim? And I've read what their motion was, but who was a victim and who was being controlled? Robert cannot read or write. He have dyslexia to the 30th power. So therefore, if you're going to charge somebody, if you're going to say Robert is guilty, where are these people that carried out these actions for Robert? Because if you're going to charge one, you might as well charge them all. So where are these people at? Oh no, it shouldn't be no type of immunity. It shouldn't be no type of slap on the wrist. No, everybody get the same, right? Everybody get the same. This is America. I do believe Donald Glover put this out here. This is America. Look what you tripping on and look what you sipping on. This is what they giving you. They are saying we're going to take a man who heals the community and we're going to replace him with propaganda. And then we're going to do it in front of your face. But we're going to use young women of color to do it. To let you know that we can control the horizontal. We can control the vertical. So where there's victims at? Because what I last was told was I wasn't a victim. I did this under free will. High faith. Nobody want to talk about that. Tasha K, you not off the hook because you told Geronda to shut up. Why did you tell her to shut up? Because she was telling the whole operation and she couldn't keep her mouth shut. And the operation was what all of y'all has put in her head to tell and say. It goes back to Tamara Simmons. Why won't Tamara Simmons get on Tasha K? I know she ain't coming over here. Because Tamara don't like me. So why she don't go to Tasha K? That'll be one interview that I would jump square in the middle of. And I will ask 3 questions. Questions that nobody else know or know of. But what kills me is that when I'm looking at, he's selecting victims. He's making travel arrangements. He's carrying out the defendant's instructions. Well, if Robert is instructing all this, where are these people that he instructed them to? I agree with Dubowski. One man ain't no enterprise. So you mean to tell me that Robert is looking at females, performing, then telling himself, yo, you gotta go get her. I wanna make her a victim. And then he go get her. And then he's saying, yo, you know I got dyslexia, so I'm gonna book your travel arrangements. And then I'm gonna treat you like a slave. Who's all the people he told that to do that to? Prima, what's up, sis? Who's all the people he told that to do that to? Iron, not right now. I ain't no bro right now. I'm in red form. I appreciate you being here, though. So who's all the people that this was being done with? I told y'all once before, this is a lot of Chicago stuff. So why is New York charging a Chicago crime? I will challenge jurisdiction. That's the 3rd time I done said that. That's the 3rd time I done said that. What up, Atmos? The 3rd time I done said that. I will challenge jurisdiction. If you want to be ignorant and play hardball government, I will go right along with you. I will sustain the case and challenge jurisdiction. Because Chicago crimes cannot be tried in New York. And I don't care what level it is. Look it up if you think I'm bluffing. I dare you. Look up jurisdiction. And Donnelly don't have the jurisdictional power to challenge it, to even try this case. Chris Wagner, I totally agree with you. Cancel culture happens only to the black man. Created by Oprah and Me Too movement, women do not get canceled. They say what the hell they want with no and you can't argue with that. The truth, I'm glad you're here. I got a question, Truth. I got a question, Truth. If a crime took place in Chicago, how was New York able to try it? And I told Prima said, hold on. Prima said, we have proved their witness, Demetrius Smith's statements in the indictment are lies, yet they plan to use him to speak for Lear. You know, let me get through this. Because I'm ready to go all the way in. I mean, naked in. All the way in. The proffered evidence, therefore, reflects not only the defendant's pattern of racketeering, but also the long-standing continuity of such conduct committed by the defendant and other members of the enterprise throughout the duration of the racketeering period. Okay. Second, even if the notice provisions, watch this. Second, even if the notice provisions of Rule 404B did apply, keyword, did apply, the government has complied with those provisions. How? If the government has complied with those provisions, how are you trying to enter new evidence 2 weeks before trial? And Ann Donnelly has set her cutoff date 2 months ago. Make that make sense. Now watch this. I'm glad you said that, Truth, because you said he took a minor to New York, and that is why New York is charging him. Okay, watch this. They can charge him for just that crime, not for everything else that happened. But I'm going to say this. Did he take a minor to New York, or did Angelo fly his daughter to New York? Because Angelo did say matter of fact, he flew his daughter there. Now, wait a minute. If we're going to be all right, and if we're going to be cool with it, let's put it all out there. It's crunch time. It's fourth quarter 92. And I'm Michael Jordan and LeBron and Kobe all in one. Angelo said he flew his daughter to New York. That's after she came home to visit his parents and him. So he flew her to New York. And at that time, she wasn't a minor. She was 18. That was after her birthday. So I need to know, like, what's really going on. Because as it gets deep into this, here comes stuff that I can really get funky like a monkey with. Secondly, has complied with those provisions. The court set the schedule to file motions in limine on February the 9th, 2021. Look, and at no time did defense counsel seek an earlier date for the filing of the government's Rule 404B motion. That's a lie. That's a lie. Tom filed the motion directly after that and asked for a 4-week time frame. And that's one of the time frames that the people who claim to be for Kells was rejoicing about because Ann Donnelly agreed. No, Truth, I think you need to go back and read, sis. The New York case is concerning. It's mainly wrapped around Azriel. But it's concerning Faith, and it's concerning Geronda, and it's concerning some other folks who I can't say because they haven't released their names under seal. So, let's continue. See minute entry dated February 9th, 2021. That's your entry. But see what the defense entered right after that. So the government was prepared to file its motions on Monday, July the 19th, 2021. But the defendant sought an extra 4 days for the filing of motions in limine. No, he didn't. That's when the new lawyer came in. So not the defendant, the lawyer asked for that for him, not for the defendant. See how the government is trying to switch it up. An extension to which the government did not object. Exactly. See letter of Thomas Fernella to the court. Facts. Regardless, the government... Wait a minute. You're getting bold, federal government. Regardless, the government's notice was sufficient such that the defendant has a fair opportunity to meet it. How? Evidence 404B, 3, and A. Significantly, the defendant has had ample notice of the government's evidence as the substance of these uncharged acts and the evidence supporting them were disclosed in the government's production of 3500 material. Stop. That right there is letting you know that Greenberg didn't give Robert nothing. So if the government's saying they gave Greenberg all this material, why Robert ain't getting none of this? Which proves my case when I said Greenberg was working with them people. And when I said this almost a year ago, everybody got mad at me because, oh, that's Doug's boy. Let's run with Greenberg. Then I said, I don't trust Greenberg because of the movements and what I was being told. If he had underage girls in New York, then yes, they can charge him. Okay, but they can only charge for that crime. But they can't charge for any other alleged crime. But we all going to see, because now it's starting to take shape. It's starting to take shape. And this is what I like to see. I like to take the shape. So it says, significantly, the defendant has had ample notice of government's evidence. I don't know why I keep getting stuck right there. Then again, I do know why. So it makes sense. Greenberg wanted to, oh, Robert, just take a plea. And we know you innocent, but just take a plea. Let's save face. I don't want to fight this. No, you fight it. You don't turn to, okay, I did it. I'll register that. Why would you agree to something that you know you didn't do? So let's go here. The evidence supporting them were disclosed in the government's production of 3500 material, as well as in prior productions of Rule 16 discovery. This is also true of the allegations concerning John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2. I'm going to stop right there. Hold on. All right, cool. Hold on. I'm going to say this. You don't got to argue with nobody in this joint. That's why moderators are here. And we're not going to be sidetracked. Y'all keep saying Dabowski. I don't see Dabowski at all. So allegations concerning John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2. So it makes sense. John Doe number 1, we all know is Richard Arline, right? Why would he be so quickly to jump and take a plea. Now we see why. Because he told them people that Rob was playing with him and he was John Doe number one. So it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes totally sense. If you want to jump to save yourself, you go and spread a lie and have the federal government run with it. But wait, something don't make sense now. If you were sexually assaulted by Robert Sylvester Kelly or by anybody, why are you still hanging around trying to make deals behind his back in this man's name? Roland Bishop, I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with you live about that. And I'll prove to you that Homeland Security only have jurisdiction from the time frame that they were enacted in office. Homeland Security wasn't around in 94 and 96. There was no Homeland Security then. So, how you doing, Monica? It's killing me because, and Matilda said when the money ran out, then Mr. Kelly will be appointed a public defender. I knew then he was not for Robert Kelly, period. I totally agree with you. So I'm sitting back, I'm sitting back and I'm watching this. And as I'm watching the paperwork, it's saying the government disclosed 3,500 material relating to both John Does on February the 5th, 2021. Why didn't Robert know anything about that? As well as discovery material corroborating their claims. Why didn't Robert see the material? Thus, the defense had ample notice of the allegations of sexual, then it cuts off. Okay, of sexual activity between the defendant and John Doe number one and John Doe number two. But wait, this is not making sense. Because if I was the defendant, but they don't know that. This is why it's important to not bite people hands off that's helping with the case. 9 months ago, Larry said something about these two dudes. Then Angelo came back not long ago and said something about, oh no, he gay and this and this and this and this, and he a king and this and this and this and this. Okay. But as I walk Larry's trail, again, backwards, I'm picking up little nuggets that he dropped. And these nuggets have said Azriel knows about it. Azriel was saying stuff. So if this is Azriel's doing, Azriel should be able to understand that whatever evidence that was presented, the chain of custody has been broken if Larry and Angelo seen the evidence before it got to court. I don't know if I lost some people, but If Larry and Angelo seen the evidence, the chain of custody has been broken by Azriel. Key word is if. Now, I don't know. I never seen it. I can only go by what was said. But Larry not here to defend himself, and I hate the fact that he had to go in because this would have been our debate week. And we would have been dragging each other out. However, it says activity between the defendant and John Doe 1 and 2 and could have sought to include a question regarding such allegations in the questionnaire. Moreover, jury selection is not complete, and should the defendant request, the court could pose additional relevant questions as to this topic to the venue during the jury selection process. Nor is there any merit to the defendant's allegation that there is no evidence supporting sexual activity between the defendant and Jane Doe number 1. Oh, let's go there, baby. The government said, nor is there any merit to the defendant's allegations that there is no evidence supporting sexual activity between the defendant and Jane Doe number 1. Wow, she was a minor. Okay, let's go here. See defense memorandum at 10. There is absolutely no physical proof. Do I got to outline it for you? Okay. I got to outline it for you. There is absolutely no physical proof nor circumstantial proof that any of these allegations put forth by the government are true. Jane Doe number 1 is unable to testify that any of the above allegations are true. They are merely accusations that assist in forming the government's narrative. Thank you so much, Monica. A witness number 1, will testify that the defendant admitted to him that based on information the defendant obtained from Jane Doe number 1, the defendant believed Jane Doe number 1 was pregnant by him. Okay, let's go ahead, Demetrius. I'm with you on it, brother. When me and you had the conversation, Demetrius Smith, you told me out of your own mouth that Robert never said that Aaliyah was pregnant. You also said Robert said that he never had no type of relationship with Aaliyah. And that the only type of friendship they had was Robert fell in love with her because she was teaching him how to read and write. So how did it go from that to this? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Because now I'm about to take that whole Aaliyah shit, I'm about to destroy that right now. At the end of the day, let me look at my phone. Because I believe I got something to prove that Robert never dealt with Aaliyah. I believe I got something in my phone to prove that. Let's see. I gotta find it. Excuse me, I gotta find it. Oh, pictures, go screenshots. All the way down. Because I know I got some proof. And see, and since y'all want to play hardball with it, we can go all the way in there. We can go all the way in there. Because I think we need to subpoena some people. And when I say subpoena, I mean the defense team, not me. But I will subpoena some people. And the people that I will subpoena will be the ones that's trying to hide in the cloak of darkness. And I will purposely subpoena Barry Hankerson to alleviate any type of corroborating evidence that Cheryl Mack has placed in the federal government hands. Now, if you really want to go there, we can really go there. Hold on. I got it all here, and I should have took all this stuff out. All right, anyway. A witness number 1, will testify that the defendant admitted to him that based on the information the defendant obtained from Jane Doe number 1, the defendant believed Jane Doe number 1 was pregnant by him. Now watch this. Jane Doe number 1 ain't talked to Demetrius Smith. Make it make sense. In addition, witness number 1 will testify that based on the defendant's statements and demeanor, he believed that the defendant was the individual who impregnated Jane Doe number 1. Including because the defendant admitted that the defendant was advised that he would need to marry Jane Doe number 1 to escape prosecution. Many of these admissions were made just before witness number 1 helped the defendant arrange an unplanned flight to return to Chicago, while the defendant was on tour in another state to secretly marry Jane Doe number 1. In addition, another witness, Jane Doe number 7, will testify that she saw the defendant engage in sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1. Okay, so we know who Jane Doe number 7 is. Jane Doe number 7 is the young lady that the bed bug harassed at her job. But I didn't know Jane Doe number 7 was a stripper. I thought she worked at an auto parts store. So we learn a lot as we go along with this. So, many of these admissions are made, secretly married Jane Doe number 1. In addition, another witness, Jane Doe number 7, will testify that she saw the defendant engage in sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1 in or about 1992, when Jane Doe number 1 was just 13 years old. Oh. So, Aaliyah now was 13. Not 14, not 16, not 15, as they stated, but now she's 13. We gotta start doing some calculations, y'all. So now in 92, she was 13. When did Aaliyah pass? Do anybody know right offhand? When did Aaliyah pass? Because I don't know right offhand. Jane Doe number 5 also will, Jane Doe number 5 will also testify that the defendant admitted to her that he married Jane Doe number 1 when she was 15 years old. Wait a minute. Was she 15 or 13? Because she was pregnant and he wanted to be protected by law if they were married. He apparently believed that spousal privilege would preclude Jane Doe number 1 from testifying against him. The evidence is also not barred by Rule 403, as the defendant argues. Hold on. I gotta find this one thing on my phone. This ain't gonna rock. Because now this got me heated. Hold on. Because see, the government is running with that, right? Let's get past that. Get past that. Come on. I need to find it. Where is it at? I'm looking for one piece of evidence. And when I find this one piece of evidence, I'm going to put it against what the government is saying. Because it's just not making sense to me. Come on, Dana, you can find it. You can find it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Come on. I need that one piece of evidence. Let's get past all that. Let's see. Here. The directions. See, because the federal government got a way of trying to scare you into some stuff. Nah, we're not going to be scared today. And we're going to fight this thing. We're going to fight this thing with dignity and with pride. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's some things that I have that nobody else has, or certain people do have it. They just gave it to the wrong people. And the people and the people that they gave it to is now sitting on it and hiding it so that way Robert cannot use it. Oh no. But if they got it, I know I got it. Hold on, let's get past all that. Whoa, what is this? All right, let's get past all that. I'm going to find this, y'all, because this ain't right. I'm going to find it. Lord knows I am. While I'm right here on the phone, while I'm on the live with y'all, I'm going to find this one little piece that I need to prove that the government is lying. Who cares about that right there? All right now. Okay, I'm close because I remember seeing that before. Okay, get past all this. All right. As I look for it, I'm going to continue reading. Many of these admissions were made. Okay, we got past that. Okay. Jane Doe number 5 will also testify that the defendant admitted to her that he married Jane Doe number 1 when he was 15 years old because she was pregnant and he wanted. Okay, we got all that. All right. Doe number 2. Okay. As the defendant argues, defendant. Okay. Doe number 2 would potentially be part of Mr. Kelly's trial. The defense was blindsided. Defense memorandum at 4. Yet it is difficult to comprehend for what other purpose the government would have provided 3500 material for both John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2. So stop. Wait a minute. How would John Doe number 2 will potentially be part of Mr. Kelly's trial and not John Doe number 1? You know what? I got a question. This John Doe number 2, right? And I'm just going to throw something out there. I'm not saying it's true because I don't know who John Doe number 2 is. I haven't got the breakdown on John Doe number 2. But what if John Doe number 2 is Don Russell? I'm just throwing something hypothetically out there. What if John Doe number 2 is Don Russell? What if? That's just a what if factor. Not saying it's true, not saying it's him, but that's a what if factor. That's just something to say, what if? All right. So Then provide the defendant with statements, including their respective statements regarding the sexual contact between the defendant and each of them, related to evidence that the government intended to elicit at trial. Notably, the evidence and statements produced to the defendant pursuant to Rule 16 from the inception of the government's prosecution, as well as initial statements produced pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 3500, all prior to the finalization of the juror questionnaire, included multiple allegations concerning same-sex sexual contact between women and girls at the defendant's direction. So wait, so because there might have been same-sex sexual contact between women and younger women, not girls, at the defendant's direction, you trying to say that it could have been man-on-man action too? Come on, man, stop. And I know where this came from. This came from Lisa Van Allen. The defendant, however, at no point requested that the potential jurors be questioned regarding their views on same-sex relationships or sexual activities. The defendant's assertions of severe prejudice as a basis to exclude the evidence related to John Doe number 1 and John Doe number 2 therefore rings hollow and appears to be a pretense aimed purely at excluding clear evidence of the charged racketeering activity, particularly where, as noted above, the potential jurors' views on this subject may readily be probed during jury selection. Given that the nature of the allegations is similar to other allegations contained in the indictment, like I said, they trying to allege that he did this because of similar allegations, and they telling you, including that the defendant had sexual contact with Jane Doe number 4 when she was just 16 years old. And in any event, while the evidence of the defendant's sexual contact with Jane Doe number 1 may be prejudicial, it is not unfairly so. Jane Doe number 4 is the intern. Okay. So they switched out Jane Doe number 4. Okay. So they switched out Jane Doe number 4 and switched it to the intern. Okay. So that means, all right, I'm working it out as we go. To the contrary, it is extremely probative of the reasons for which the defendant engaged in the alleged robbery scheme in the first place. To the contrary, it is extremely probative of the reasons for which the defendant engaged in the alleged robbery scheme in the first place. It is probative. Oh, to the contrary, it is extremely probative. Extremely probative of the reasons for which the defendant engaged in alleged robbery scheme in the first place. Okay, a robbery scheme. Probative. Extremely probative. Is that what we're going to do now? Is that what we're going to talk about? Is that what we're going to say? That Robert was part of something with baby powder? Or was Michael Avenatti homeboy and Greenberg the one responsible for that. Because Baby Powder did say he don't take no direction from Mr. Robert Kelly. He don't work for Mr. Robert Kelly. He works for Mr. Greenberg. Some things that people got to put together. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Jane Doe number 4, Geronda Pace in New York. 5, Azriel Clary. 6, Faith Rogers. I can't tell who 3 and 2 is. Number 1 is Aaliyah. In Chicago, minor number 1 is, they was trying to say it was Rashonda Landfair, but she wouldn't cooperate. Minor number 2 was Lisa Van Allen. She was switched out for Ebony Jones, or whatever that, Ebony Wilkins, whatever her name was. Minor number 3, Tiffany Hawkins. Minor number 4, Tracy Sampson. Minor number 5, Prado. Victim 1, Heather Williams. Oh, that's state. Okay. Victim 4, Chicago, has been switched out from Tracy Sampson to Geronda Pace. Okay, that's understood. All right, hold on. I'm trying to find this one little thing that I'm looking for, so that way y'all can know that this is not a game, that what they doing is not right, and it's up Hurley BS. All right. So finally, the defendants claim that he does not know the identities of Jane Doe number 7 to Jane Doe number 20, or John Doe 1 and John Doe 2 similarly falls flat. Why? If you don't know who it is, how do it fall flat? Somebody need to explain that to me. Because how can he fight unless he know who it is? And if he don't know who it is, how can he fight? Somebody make that make sense. Somebody make that make sense to me. I don't understand that. What's wrong with telling me who these people are? So that way I can face my accuser. What's wrong with that? All right. First, in its 3500 material, the rule 1600 disclosures, the government has provided the full identities of several of these individuals and has provided sufficient detail about them that it is difficult to fathom that the defendant and his counsel do not readily know many of their identities. Stop. It goes to show you right there that it was some type of crisis going on with his defense, because evidently Greenberg did not disclose who, what, when, where, or why. It clearly showed that. And it clearly showed that Greenberg has not given over the material that he collected to the new team. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I'm trying to tell you. Make it make sense. Oh, man. Make it make sense. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. So, if Greenberg ain't giving over the material, and Greenberg didn't give over the material, and it was picked up by Greenberg and his team, how is Robert going to fight if Greenberg was fired by Robert? Make it make sense. These are questions that people need to be asking. These are questions that the defense team now need to be asking these people, because it's not making sense. It's not making sense. Let's see. Is this it? Nope. know I got it. All right. Even assuming that even assuming that the defendant does not know most of their identities, an assumption the government finds difficult to credit, the government provided detailed descriptions of their allegations against the defendant in its initial production of 3500 material, giving the defendant a more than sufficient opportunity to prepare its defense. Moreover, upon receiving the defendant's opposition motion, the government has now also provided a list of the identities to the defendant. Notably, at no time did the defense ask for their identities. Had they asked, the government would have readily provided their names when the defense requested the identities of Jane Doe number 2 and Jane Doe number 3. Furthermore, the government did provide the name of Jane Doe number 1 and the names of lawyers representing many of the individuals discussed in the government's motion regarding other acts, evidence, and a letter to defense counsel dated February 5th, 2021. Upon production of the initial 3500 material, further showing that at no time was the government intending to conceal their identities for the reasons set forth above, and in its initial memorandum, the government respectfully submits its motion to be granted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to something. I'm going to go back to this Aaliyah thing. Right? Where is it at? Here it is. Here it is. This is where it begins. Okay. Here it is. Here it is right there. Hold on. Because what I'm now about to do is show some stuff. Because he trying to say that Aaliyah was married. Prima Donna, Sky Zone, a lot of others have shown the fact that the marriage certificate was fake. But I'm going to go a little deeper. Remember that. I'm going to go a little deeper. Because now, some people have to be called to the stand. That's just my opinion. That's not a fact. I'm not saying it's going to happen. But that's just my opinion. That some people now have to be called to the stand. Because now they saying that a publicity stunt is now valid to charge this man with, which is totally wrong. See, that's crazy. Now I'm looking for it, I can't find it. And the minute I stop looking for it, that's when I'll find it. Hold on. I'm looking for one thing. I'm looking for one thing. One piece of evidence. One. Bear with me, y'all. Hold on. Look for one piece of evidence. Okay. Hold on. This is one of the pieces. I believe in dealing in facts and in truth. Okay, about none of that. It's me cutting up. It's not it. I'm looking for something in my phone that I can show y'all that can prove what I'm saying to be factual. And what can actually happen is these people can be subpoenaed and some truth can come out. The whole truth can come out if Barry Hankerson was subpoenaed. If he was subpoenaed and cross-referenced, it all can come out. So all this R.Kelly like boy stuff, they can stop with that crazy stuff. They can stop with all that. And I'm saying it directly. So let me do this real quick. Let me do this real quick. Hold that thought. Okay. So let's take this down for a second. Let's add this. We gonna do some definition searching today. Okay, so let's go ahead. They said that they got an annulled marriage, right? Well, here's the definition for annulled marriage. Meaning of annulled marriage: when a marriage is annulled, it means that the union is declared void and invalid. Essentially, the marriage is deemed to have never existed in the first place. This differs from a divorce in that a divorce marks the end of a valid union, but the marriage is still recognized as having existed. So, did Robert and Aaliyah get divorced or did they get annulled? And from their words, they said it was annulled. Second thing, you can only get it a real divorce or a real marriage. It can only be displaced, meaning it can only be divorced or annulled, divorced or annulled. I'm sorry, it can only be divorced in the same state that it happened in, if it really happened. If it really happened. So, Let's ask this question. If it really happened, how was it able to be alleged happen, or the ceremony took place in Chicago, but the annulment happened in happened in Detroit? Something ain't making sense to me. If they legitly got married, they can never get an annulment. Under no circumstances, it will have to be a divorce. And then, if you want to take it a step further, it will have to be a divorce under seal, which means they got to go in front of a judge and have the judge seal it after everything take place. But none of that happened. It got annulled in Detroit. I find it funny that it all happened in Chicago, but in Detroit, that's where remedy was met for relief. And for people that know what I'm talking about, they know the words that I'm using now. Remedy, all of a sudden was met in Detroit. Why wasn't remedy met in Chicago if it was true? I tell you why. Because it didn't fit the narrative of what people was trying to sell. I am looking for this one piece of evidence that I cannot find in my phone. And I know I was just looking at it, because I just pulled it out to prove it to somebody the other day at the family reunion. So now we know what annulment is, right? Let's take it a step further. Let's go all the way in. A nullity of marriage. This is a whole different way. A nullity of marriage. Let's see what Prima said. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat, y'all. Prima Donna said, Daryl McDavid told ample people they couldn't get paid because Kelly's money was tied up in settlements. Plenty of motive to cover up fraud. Facts. Facts, Prima. But let's look at nullity of marriage. I'm going to let it sit there for a minute while y'all look at it. Not liking I can't find this one thing. I mean, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to do other things to break it down. Ooh, but I can't find that one piece I need. All right, so nullity of marriage, the avoidance of a marriage as opposed to its termination by divorce. A marriage may be declared null as a result of some defect existing at the time the marriage was celebrated, or because the marriage was never consummated. Let's look at it again. Marriage as opposed to its termination by divorce. A marriage may be declared null as a result of some defect existing at the time the marriage was celebrated, or because the marriage was never consummated. Prima said Demetrius Smith is on record saying the whole thing was McDavid's idea, yet Kelly get charged. I believe Aaliyah's mom and family have more credibility than Cunningham. I believe so too. But I'm looking for one thing. Hold on. That Cunningham person supposed to be Sparkle Godchild, and she was jealous of Aaliyah. The Cunningham person. Okay. So that's who Jane Doe number 7 is. But I'll find it and I'll break it down and I'll bring it to you. Like I say, I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. I'm determined, damn it, to find this one piece. Yeah, because they tried to say that it was pictures out there of Aaliyah. It's industry pairing. Yeah. Is this court going to be televised? I doubt it. It's federal court. I doubt they televise it in federal court. I doubt it. State court, yeah, but federal court, I doubt it. I've never known them to televise federal court. Now, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. Now, watch, as soon as I get off here, that's when it's going to pop up and I'm going to be mad. The Melissa Alexander thing. So, so now we know that the nullity and all this was crazy. If anybody want to call in, I'm about to put the call in number up there. Call in. Call in at 678-545-2955. That's the call in number. If anybody want to call in, call in. Mm. I know I overlooked it. I can honestly say this case has spiraled out of control. I can honestly say that. I'm looking for one thing. You're live on the DanaJay show. How can I help you? You're live on the DanaJay show. How can I help you?
What it do, man? What it do?
What's going on, bro?
Hi, man.
What's going on, bro?
This is crazy, bro, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. This prosecution, man, these people are so hell bent to the fact that they don't even believe in their own witnesses that they have. They can't. If they've been watching YouTube, I'm just trying to make sense. They've been on these YouTube streets watching. Almost every witness they have come on YouTube and straight contradicted themselves.
Facts.
And admitted to the crimes that they trying to charge somebody else with. So how the fuck y'all still want to push forward with this shit knowing that?
Nope. For no cussing, bro. For no cussing.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay. How y'all want to push forward with the proof is out there from the horse's mouth of these people saying what part they took in it, what part they did this and the third. You know, and but like I was talking to somebody, I was like, man, you know what? It's just crazy. Like a lot of this stuff. 90%, 99% of this case is stuff that people did, and they claim they did it in the name of R.Kelly, by him being the brand. And that's what we see with the RICO, is him being the leader.
Right.
This man has nothing to do with what somebody's doing while he's asleep, but you know what? Even these settlements that was paid out, I mean, they was remedies. Of course, they were remedies, but it looked bad because it looked like he agreed to the accusations that were made. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right.
And he don't even know. You know what I'm saying? You sit up and tell me when he talked to the one chick that got threw out of trial in 2008.
Lisa Van Allen.
Lisa Van Allen. So you mean to tell me he was this confident to tell this woman, I'm not paying you nothing? If you got tapes, produce it. But I'm not giving you nothing. So all of a sudden, he's just gonna go paying everybody else. But like we talked about, man, the biggest issue with this whole case is the people behind the scenes who committed the crimes. They want Kel to go down because they know for a fact if he walks, they are gonna be exposed.
Facts.
It's the biggest point that I made. I say, and see the government, they reaching, but see, just like they using them to try to hurt Kel, they gonna turn around. If they can't get Kel, they better believe that they gonna start coming after them.
Facts. I totally agree.
It's crazy, man. This man shouldn't have to go through that damn BH. Come on, man. Your own wife sued you. You swindled your own wife, man. You and your son. You got over on Nebraska. All these people coming back that you every artist, a major artist you done dealt with throughout your career, BH, you done got over on these people and took their money.
That goes to show you that he has a history
of doing it, man, and I don't understand how the heck that they can sit here instead of I just feel like they just trying too hard to make a person look like something to the point to like a normal citizen should be able to look at this and say, well, if a person did something he's guilty, why do you got to go through extreme measures to prove it?
That part right there is what I never understood. If he's guilty, he's guilty. If he's innocent, he's innocent. And you don't got to go above and beyond to say, oh, he's guilty. And this is why. No. I mean, if he's guilty, just put it out there like, look, here's the evidence.
That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to try to come up and then they timeline. There's no pinpoint timeline. Everything is roundabout if somebody traumatized you, I don't care how old you get in life. I seen a guy 96 years old. And this guy talk about stuff that happened to his mama during slavery time like it was yesterday.
Right.
So you mean to tell me these people, whatever they claiming to happen, they don't remember when it happened, but it was around about, and then you got 2-year windows where this stuff's supposed to be happening. So they out there just and reaching so hard, but even with their attempt to reach, I still feel some way about the judge because I feel like the judge is allowing it, other than making them be more precise with their accusations. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes them have to work more harder with, like, proving this stuff that they say.
So you feel like she's allowing what?
I feel like she's allowing them to. I feel like she's allowing in speculation because it's not an accusation if you have to say around or about.
Facts.
If it was accurate, you would have a timestamp.
Facts. I totally agree with you on that. I totally agree. But that's why I'm saying, like, none of this make sense.
It don't. Because you're not going to go into certain judges. Certain judges allow you to come in a room. Pretty much when you say around or about, that's an argument. Because it's not accurate. When you come in there and say, on this day, August the 3rd, 2021, that's accurate.
Right. So round or about when? Was it before or was it after?
Yeah. So that's like your boy Rose say. When you say round or about, that's an argumentative word.
Man.
Because you're not.
And you better not say round or about, round or row.
It's already thrown out, man. So, but like I say, man, for us as real supporters, and I'm not gonna say who not supporting and who not, but we have to stick together. We have to come together. We have to do this stuff and we have to be more powerful vocally now than we ever been. Like on all our platforms, all our social media, whatever we have, because what we seeing is a modern day lynching right before our eyes, man. We gotta let them know that we see what's going on.
Prima Donna just said that Barry Hankerson kidnapped his son too, according to Gladys Knight, but they don't speak on his true character.
But Gladys came out and made the documentary. Remember, her and the son, him and the son, stole all the money out of the restaurant that she supposed to be open. They was taking all the money from it to where it was running it in the ground, and she had to come back and sue him and her son.
Wow.
It's crazy, man. But like I say it all the time, man. And you know how I speak, bro. I speak from a spiritual standpoint, and it's crazy, man. Like this man, God gave this man all the talent in the world, but he didn't bless him with that one person to just say.
Robert Keller said all indictments give approximate timelines.
Yeah, I mean you have to say. I mean, Dana, we look at this, bro. You into law enforcement, so you know law enforcement. You know what investigation means? Investigate means you went out and you got information, detailed information. That means if the feds is on you, the feds not coming to you with no speculation. The feds coming to you with saying,
with
hey,
direct evidence.
Yep. We got you on video evidence, or we got you doing a hand-to-hand transaction with an informant or with an officer on this day, this time, this, that. They gonna have inexputable evidence where you can't do nothing. Say they gonna ask you this: is this you? Is this you on this picture right here? Is that you?
But see, a lot of people don't understand that's how the feds really work. So what they do is they will let their hate for a certain individual blindside the facts of the situation.
Man, look, bro, I just said that on my video. I say people have to understand you can't come into a situation with a biasness against a person, because then when you come into a situation with a biasness against a person, it obstructs the view of what you're trying to see, because you are paying attention to that person instead of the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So even when you're listening, if you don't like a person that's talking and there's a conversation going on, the jewels that other people are dropping, you're not even listening to that because you're trying to catch this person in a lie.
Or you're just trying to catch this person in anything, period.
Anything, period. You get what I'm saying? So when people learn, you can't come into this R.Kelly situation if you feel like he may have did something or whatever the situation may be, you're going to be thrown off of the path of what's really going on because you listening trying to see, well, did he do that? Or maybe he could have did that. Other than listening to this evidence and saying, man, this dude wouldn't even fucking know. I mean, I'm sorry, bro. But this dude wasn't even around when none of this stuff happened. You mean to tell me these women say they had to call and order food and the people leave it outside the door? So if the people leave the food outside the door, that means you can open it from the inside. So you was trapped. I'm trying to make it make sense.
You know what? People don't have logical people, or should I say, people who don't want to think logically don't have logical information about thinking. So they would rather them be spoon-fed or be taught versus them picking up a book or them reading in between a situation or them having common sense and saying, okay, if somebody bringing you food and leaving it outside the door and you open the door and you go get your food and go back in, that means that you can't be a victim or you can't be trapped nowhere because you just opened the door under your own will. You got your food and you went back down. It just don't make sense to me.
They literally contradict everything they saying, man. That's why I was listening. I'm like, hold on. Now, these people say they were trapped, but the woman says she ordered the food, the people sit outside the door, then she get it. So how are you necessarily trapped? It don't make sense. Now, we did see women that were trapped. When we go back to the Ohio, when that guy, I was eating my hamburger, I heard a girl kicking, screaming. And they went inside. When they went inside Kel's house, they didn't see none of those chains on the doors, all that stuff like, barricades and stuff like that. They didn't see none of that.
Right. And Prima, you absolutely right. Shanga case just disappeared. Yeah, that's another thing. Bob, let me get your opinion real quick before I get somebody else on here. What do you think about Don Russell cases disappearing and only one he got to face?
Well,
or should I say not disappearing, but merged over, and then he only got to face one.
Well, I just told you, man, a co-defendant. How do you get a co-defendant that you don't even deal with? How you become a co-defendant for somebody that you don't even have dealing with? But you know how it goes. Mama tell you this. It's just like I got a little cousin, bro. About a year or two ago, got into some trouble with another dude. But the dude actually committed the crime. And my cousin was with him. But my cousin, you know how they always say want to be street, stuff like that. And I tell people sometimes you have to think that street sense and be a human for one. But my cousin didn't commit the crime. But the dude that committed the crime, he turned state evidence on my cousin. So you know what that means, right?
Of course.
All right. So we look at what Don Russell is. He turned state evidence. You heard when you read the indictment what it say. The government have to get this dude permission to even talk.
Right.
Come on, man. That's state evidence. Man, this dude turned state evidence on my cousin. He killed the dude, turned state evidence, got for a lesser charge. My cousin ended up getting capital murder, life plus 50 years or something. He didn't even pull the trigger.
Wow. But he was there though, right?
He was there.
So he should have just got charged with accessory.
That should have been his charge. But he want to keep it cold. So, keeping it cold is not always good. But when you see somebody like Don, all this, see the thing, and another thing with Don, that bomb threat, all them text messages to witnesses, man, that's all his accountability. Have to when the lawyers go into court, they have to separate them two.
Well, it ain't help that the people on YouTube anchored them together.
Well, we've seen that, and we've seen that just like with the lawyers, man, and it's crazy. But what I just told you, man, this stuff is. How do you go from YouTube blogger to indictment?
Right.
It's possible, man.
Mama Murray said, this is inhumane by so many evil-minded people. I have never seen anything like this in my life. #sad.
Mayor, I'm gonna tell you something, and I'm gonna tell everybody in this group chat something that's on this line. We're dealing with evil versus good versus evil right now. All I tell people, I feel sorry for kids, man, because the stuff how we feel out here in the free world, the way we feel when we hear stuff, just imagine how this man feel when he started to have an inkling in his body that, things is about to take a turn. And then all of a sudden, boom, here comes something else. I don't even know these people. How is this stuff being attached to me? We gotta pray, man. We gotta pray we gotta pray even harder and pray that God show his hand and show his favor in this situation. But right now we dealing with a bunch of evil people, man. And I mean it's evil from the head of the snake down to the tail.
Yeah. I totally agree. Well, let me get somebody else up on here real quick, bro.
Alright, man. Thank you. Be smooth, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Stay focused, man. Don't get off your swim, man. God using you right now. You controlling this vessel, man, and make sure you pump this stuff into everybody, man. Pump this information into everybody. Everybody, y'all pump this information onto y'all platforms, y'all social media, man. Put this information out because this is the only way we can help kids at this point, man. So, all right, man, I'm out.
All right. And anybody else want to call in? Call in. 678-545-2955. The call lines are open. One caller at a time, though. Call in. I am determined to find this. Call in. One call at a time. 678-545-2955. Ms. Diva said, with any traumas, you never forget the date it happened to you, nor all of the details. You're live on the DanaJay show. How can I help you, caller?
What up, Dana? It's Rob.
Hey, what's going on?
Man, I got a question about this Nicole situation.
Okay.
How do you feel about, like, let's say if everything is true and she ends up withdrawing from the case, do you think he should proceed with the remaining attorneys, or do you think it should be allotted more time?
I think both. But I mean, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take your narrative real quick, and I'm gonna say it. If whatever's said to be true, right? And Nicole is forced to leave, or Nicole leaves. Yeah.
Think she's forced to leave?
I mean, and because I know what this is really about.
By who? By the client?
Nah. I'm just saying I know what this is really about. And this is not about. And when people talking about, oh no, she talking to Asheville, this is not about none of that. This is about money, and this is about bloggers stating that they collected money, and now an old lawyer has went and zapped out about this whole thing.
Well, regardless of what it's about, I mean, I'm pretty sure, she if it's true, and she did the withdrawal, I'm pretty sure she put her reason on why she left. But if it's true, do you think this will be, he should be allotted more time, or do you think this will be good for him as far as proceeding, and it will strengthen his appeal?
I'll say this. I'll say this. If she leaves, I think the new lawyer should be allotted more time. I do. Okay. And because that means that they got to strategize and they got to see what's going on, just like, and we see now. These new lawyers don't have all of the 3500 material. Neither does Nicole.
Okay, so Nicole had it accessible to her. I don't know why
she
hasn't read it.
No.
I remember back in February, it was an issue with her looking at the 3500 material because it was it had a protective order on it.
Right.
So they were saying that she had to file an appearance.
Right.
And she did.
Right.
After she filed an appearance, that means at that particular time, she had access to it.
No.
Whether she read it or not.
No, it means.
Why are you saying no?
No, listen. But I'm gonna tell you, at that particular time, she could have had access to it, but that don't mean Greenberg gave her access to it.
But there was a whole issue. Remember, there was a whole issue back in February about the 3500 material.
Right.
We discussed that, and they were saying that due to the protective order, they didn't say Nicole, but they said an attorney from Michigan, which we all know is Nicole, haven't received it. So the judge was like, okay, just file a goddamn appearance, and that will solve everything. So after she filed an appearance, anybody in her including her in her entire firm or associates will be able to see that.
That's what we think.
Nobody can keep that away from you.
Listen.
Like a court order. That's a court order.
Listen, that's what I thought too. Until some other stuff that I came across that I can't disclose happened. So when I say Greenberg has sabotaged this a lot as well, it's a lot going on, bro.
So let's go there with Greenberg then. Because if Nicole leaves, they say, I don't know if it's just, just for us to hear, maybe really deep in this, but just walking off of what they say it was some clashing between the attorneys. And that's why Greenberg and Leonard left. So now that I'm just going off what they said.
Right, what they said. Okay.
What they said. I believe it's some other shit. I'm just going off what they said. So if Nicole leaves, does that eliminate the clashing now? And now Greenberg and Leonard can come back on?
No, Greenberg and Leonard will never come back on. That's a done deal. I put like this: you'll be able to walk through hell and before Rob okays Greenberg again.
But at this point, if Nicole is gone, if everything is true, I believe Greenberg and Leonard will be the best people to represent him.
Nope.
Outside of the remaining attorneys.
Nope.
Two just came on, and you had Farinella today in the pre-trial conference admit that he married Aaliyah. I mean, regardless if that's true or not, I mean, even if you know it's true as a defense attorney,
So you said that.
you should never.
So you heard the pretrial conference?
It was reported on. I guess the reporters that was there, they now slowly but surely reporting on it. And one of the reports was they specifically asked Farinella. They said R.Kelly was sitting next to him. I sent you the link.
You did?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me look.
But I text it to you. But in any event, they said that you know that they got married, right? Or you can't deny that. He said, no, I can't deny that. R.Kelly was sitting next to him. So to me, as a defense, it's true. I'm not going to admit guilt of my client. I was just declining to answer or plead the fifth.
Now wait a minute. That's not what's said. It says, are they not going to dispute that at the time Jane Doe Aaliyah was 13 to 15 years old, get his axe? Farinella said, we do dispute. Farinella said, though it was not clear if... Huh?
I said, where are you reading that at?
What you sent me?
Now,
Yeah.
let me go to it. Hold on. Can you put on the screen?
All right, hold on. I'm going to do it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me knock this out. Okay. Hold that thought.
I'm reading it says R.Kelly attorney
Hold on.
declined to deny.
Hold on, because I'm about to read it. Here we go. It says a lawyer for R. Kelly conceded Tuesday that the singer had sexual contact with recording artist Aaliyah during an awkward exchange over the R&B star's illegal marriage when she was just 15. But Kelly defense lawyer Thomas Farinelli quickly walked back the surprising admission about Kelly and the underage "Are You That Somebody" singer. So basically, this is the Greenberg shit. A lawyer for R. Kelly conceded Tuesday. Okay, so I guess they tried to use whatever Greenberg said, but Kelly defense lawyer Thomas Farinelli quickly walked back the surprising admission about Kelly and the underage "Are You That Somebody" singer. And then it says one of the allegations against Kelly in his Brooklyn federal court criminal case is that he bribed an Illinois official to issue a wedding certificate in 1994 stating Aaliyah was 18, which, if true, would have made the marriage legal. Farinella made the admission under questioning from Judge Ann Donnelly. Are you going to deny that there was sexual contact with Jane Doe number one? Donnelly asked, using the pseudonym that Aaliyah goes by in the criminal case. They were married. Farinella let out a deep sigh sitting at the defense table next to Kelly and responded, no. Okay. Wait. Federal prosecutor Elizabeth Gaddis then chimed in, giving Farinella an opening to walk back his remark by reminding him that Aaliyah was underage at the time. Are they not going to dispute that at the time, Jane Doe number 1, Aaliyah, was 13 to 15 years old? Gaddis asked. Check it. We do dispute, Farinella said, though it was not clear if he was referring to Aaliyah's age or whether the two had a sexual relationship. We're not prepared to concede that right now.
Okay, so I don't know if he's talking about the sexual contact, but the judge specifically, I'm talking about what was specifically asked. That was not clear, what was specifically asked by the judge. And he said, are you going to deny that?
And he said no.
Married? And he said specifically no.
Well, check this out. If we're not at trial, listen.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Because I want to hear your point.
So, the prosecutor said, and mind you, when that happened, she was underage. So then they said, we want to dispute that, but we're not ready right now. Well, I'm talking about what was specifically asked and what was specifically answered. And that was, are you going to not deny that they was married? And he said, let that aside. Well, R.Kelly next to him and said no. Right?
Okay.
Is that what you get from it?
Oh yeah, keep going. Cause see, you can't give.
I'm done.
Cause see, you can't give one side of the coin without giving the other side of the coin.
There's two sides to the coin, so go ahead.
And if you're gonna go that far, Robert, and we can say that once again, when they asked him about Aaliyah, he said, "We do dispute."
Who asked what? The age?
No. When the federal government asked about Aaliyah, and when she said, "Are they not going to dispute that at the time Jane Doe, Aaliyah was 13 to 15 years old?" Gaddis asked. He said, "We do dispute," Farinella said, though it was not clear if he was referring to Aaliyah's age or whether the two had a sexual relationship. So at that time, and you can't come back and say, "Oh, he really did it," because
So I'm not talking about what was not unclear. I'm not talking about what was not unclear. I'm talking about
none of this was clear, Robert. None of it.
Okay. So what it is clear. So what was clear was when the judge specifically asked him, "Are you going to deny that they wasn't married?"
This is not court.
Hold on. And then he said, "No, I'm not going to deny that. That's clear to me."
Watch.
Is that clear to you?
Watch this. Watch this.
Is that not clear to you though?
Listen. I can see where you're going, but that's very clear. But I'm gonna give you court strategy 101. If we not under oath, if we not under trial, I'm not going to give you nothing that's going to help you.
That's probably why you said we're not gonna go there right now.
Right. And see,
because it's just pre-trial. This is just pre-trial conference.
right, and see, and by him saying that, right. But and see, and by him saying that, Robert, by him saying that, that leaves the argument open. But that means I can come back and destroy you under oath and bring all of my proof. If I say anything to concede now, I can't come back and argue about nothing.
Well, I only can speculate what the argument may be, and that's based off what Greenberg's argument was when they did that interview. And
Facts.
He said that they were married, but R.Kelly thought that she was 18. So, I mean, that could be the argument. I don't know. I'm only speculating because that's what Greenberg said on CBS. But at the same time, he did acknowledge, and that's what I was really speaking of, that he didn't deny that they was married.
Right. And I totally see where you're going with it. And because I know your stance, I expect that from you. I expect you to be like, yo, have you seen this? I expect that. That's why I say what I say. Like, it's good to always talk to people who don't think the way you do, and so that way you can know which way a person that's opposing you thinks.
I agree. You know, and it comes from vice versa. It's vice versa.
Right. But that's why I say all of the beefing and stuff, it don't have to be. I mean, and the beefing stuff, it don't have to be that. Only if two people can come together and just talk and dialogue. Okay, why? I can come to you and be like, Robert, why do you think like this? And you can say X, Y, and Z, yada, 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 yada. Dana, why do you think like that? Oh, because of X, Y, and Z, yada, 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 yada. Now, I'm going to ask you this, Robert. But I'm going to ask you this. Have you heard anything about Robert jumping up in court saying that he gay?
No. Why would he do that?
Facts. And I'm going to be honest with you.
He shouldn't be jumping in court saying anything at this point.
Facts.
He should be quiet.
And that's what Jason said today. When I text Jason like, yo, what happened in New York? Because that's what I'm hearing. And I sent him the link. He texted me back laughing like, who the hell said this?
The judge, first of all, who said that? Who said that?
It's a rumor going out there.
Allow that to happen. The judge wouldn't allow that to happen. You see when you see what happened last time when R.Kelly was going to talk, and the judge shut him down like, look, you got whole attorneys here. I will advise you to let them speak on your behalf. So
right.
The judge wouldn't allow that to happen. Who said that?
It's a rumor that's going around. I don't even know who said it. I just seen it on social media, and I was like, yo, what the hell?
But going back to what, and I agree, and just to go back to what we initially started talking about.
Right.
I agree that if Nicole leaves, that the judge should give them more time. I don't think she would. I don't think she's going to, but I think she should because
Robert Keller. Do you realize that this is a milestone hearing that come from you?
I always said that. And but here's the reason why, though. Here's the reason why. But the reason I think she should give them more time is because that will set up the appeal. And I don't think she should give any wiggle room for the appeal. The reason I believe that she won't give any more time is because still, trial conference starts today. So that's the number one indication that she's not going to give.
Say it again.
The trial conference started today. So that's number one indication that she's not going to give more time. Jury selection was due today too, I believe.
The third?
So that's another second reason.
No. No, so jury selection is due at 11 o'clock tonight.
Right, saying today. It's due today.
So
that's another indication that she's not going to allot any more time.
But wait, Robert, I thought they started selecting on the 6th.
They started selecting, was it Friday or Monday? I had to look at the dates. It's in places. They started selecting already.
Okay.
I want to say, what's today, the 3rd?
Yeah, the 3rd.
I think it's due tomorrow. Don't quote me on that, but I know it's due this week. It may not be due. I have to look at Facebook.
Yeah, I know it's due this week. I do know that, but I thought it was tonight at 11 o'clock.
But another thing is she appointed him a public defender. No,
she is now off the case.
No, not going. I didn't see no withdrawal.
Go look at Pacer now.
It's still in there. That public defender is still in there. I didn't see no withdrawal, and I believe she assigned that public defender just in case some shit like this happens. She can go back and think, well,
terminated as of 7/15/2021.
7/15.
2021.
Okay, I didn't see that. That's so right.
A CGA appointed. Damn, and she was appointed as the lead attorney too.
Right, because I believe the judge did that because she saw what was going on with she did that right when they had this issue with the code. So she was like, okay, you're gonna always have counsel. So just in case you don't have anything and you don't have any attorneys, you will always have counsel.
Yeah, say terminated as of 7/15.
With none of these, you will have this person. But I didn't see no.
Yeah, it's a terminated as of 7/15/21. Lead attorney to be noticed. Designation
what's the
CG.
number?
Huh?
What's the docket number you looking at? What's the
Nah.
docket number you looking at?
But I'm looking at the overall joint. What you do is when you go on there, look at the when you first go in and you do your docket run and look at represented by. She the second one. I think her name is Alana.
Right.
Yeah.
Terminated 7/15. Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
you're right. But they still got Greenberg on here.
Terminated too. They got.
Yeah, but they don't say terminated. They don't say terminated though.
Right. Yes, it do. Terminated 7/15/21.
I see it. Damn, how am I missing this? Okay, yeah.
Doug.
Greenberg terminated. Oh yeah, he's done. I didn't even see that. Oh, yeah, he can't come back.
Right, and if you come, well, no, he can come back if Robert and request.
I did not see that.
Hey, Latanya. Also, if you scroll down and look at Mike Leonard, terminated too.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now. Okay, so who they have as lead then?
There is no lead now. More importantly, the best thing they can do is combine Doug off the civil and come back now that Greenberg is gone.
Doug say terminated too.
Right. And because him and Greenberg, thanks to certain people on the internet.
Damn. So yeah. So now I didn't know he didn't have a.
He don't have a
I
lead.
didn't know that appointed attorney was terminated. So now I really think he should give him more time. Seeing this because.
And what I do know is that
I would hate for this to be a Bill Cosby situation.
right. And what I do know is that Greenberg wasn't giving over no material. And the way the government was working was if we administered one batch of material and we ain't going to administer a second batch. So the way that they was doing it was y'all lawyers got to come together and y'all got to separate and y'all got to send it out amongst yourself. And Greenberg wasn't doing that.
Well, Greenberg said in court that Leonard was handling that.
Of course, you put it off on your right-hand man.
Well, specifically the 3500 material. I don't know about any other government, but specifically the 3500 material had a protective order on it. And he told, he said in court that Leonard was handling that. And Leonard said that, it's pretty much resolved. We got everything except the issue with the attorney receiving it, which was the code. And I would imagine that.
So why Nicole ain't?
Why Nicole don't have it after?
Exactly.
They. It don't make sense. Why she would? How would Greenberg be able to hold that from her, considering?
Because he was the lead. Because he was the lead.
He found the withdrawal. So I can understand her as possible. Why he was lead attorney. But after he found the withdrawal and she found an appearance on it.
It don't work that way. It don't work that way.
I don't know.
And since he filed the withdrawal, he was supposed to turn over everything to the rest of the team. But he didn't. So now she will have to take him to court. Or the rest of the team will have to take him to court and to get the rest of the material. So how you know that he ain't destroyed the material?
don't think it was serious. I thought everything was like damn near like electronically.
Now, if you look at the motion, if you look at the motion,
I don't think they gave them 3500 material and printed everything out. Just here you go. That's like hard drives and shit.
if matter of fact, if you look at the motion, right? If you look at the motion, you'll clearly see where the federal government said we're only designating one person, and that's the lead. In the beginning, I didn't want to believe, I did not want to believe that Greenberg wasn't going down there to look at stuff. But then as I started seeing stuff as it was, I had no other choice but to believe it.
I said, I thought he was lying. I thought he was lying when he was saying that it was stuff that he haven't seen yet.
Man.
I thought he was lying. So, man, maybe he just didn't give a fuck. He's not full. But yeah, I remember an interview he was saying that there was some tapes that he said he had to stop.
Sad, bro.
Ice Age. But then you have the discovery, you have the prosecutor saying that they turned the tapes over. But
this is all a show.
I don't think do you think they prepared to go to trial next week?
And you mean in 2 weeks?
Well, in 2 weeks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think certain ones are, but I think certain ones not.
I think they're, believe it or not, and it's crazy. I think what's his name,
Devereaux, man.
Devereaux. I believe he just came on the case. I believe he's more ready than all of them.
No. I think Tom ready.
I don't think Farinella is ready at all. Nicole may be if she stay on it. Based on what I just saw today with Farinella, he ain't ready.
So did you go to the joint?
No, I didn't go to it. So it was slowly but surely. I guess it's over with now. So people are slowly but surely reporting on it.
It was over at 12:30.
Okay, well, from what I'm hearing, everything's supposed to. Her ruling she haven't made a ruling yet.
Oh no, I'm glued to Pacer right now.
And that's supposed to be, in Pacer. No ruling.
I'm glued to Pacer right now.
You say you what?
I'm glued to Pacer right now. Ain't nothing coming down yet.
No, not yet, but definitely today or tomorrow. She normally make her ruling like within, she could make her ruling within 24 to 48 hours. I think you saw everything. So definitely today or tomorrow, I think we'll see something. But I don't think they're ready.
Well, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think the federal government is ready. I think they want to.
They're ready, bro.
Nah, because I'm gonna tell you why I say I don't think they're ready. They have to prove everything that they say, and you're not gonna do it with approximate.
Well, that's just how they talk.
No,
just how they talk.
No, but it's not how the federal government talk, because I was just looking at Ghislaine Maxwell joint. Everything was to the T.
I'm talking about when it comes to court documents and indictments.
No,
stuff like that.
Ghislaine Maxwell stuff is no approximate. At 12:24 on September the 6th, you was right here at this location. You picked up Jane Doe number 1. Y'all conversation went like this. It's directly with her. And with Robert, everything is approximate or roundabout or around the park or dunking on Jordan.
Maybe other indictments that have the same format as to the approximation of shit. That's not unique to R.Kelly. I've seen countless, even with
So let me ask you this. So let me ask you this. What do you think about them merging his charges with Robert charges and only giving him one charge? Do you think he can be John Doe number 2?
We got two separate indictments. Hell no, he's not John Doe number 2. He could be a John Doe, but he's not John Doe number 2 because they don't add up. But he got two separate indictments. So they not running consecutively. They same thing like R.Kelly. He got 4 different indictments.
Nah, man. Two of his charges and two of his charges have been merged over, and he's only facing trial.
I mean, the main thing is, what I was concerned about as R.Kelly supporter is, will they make him a co-defendant?
No.
Because when they link them two together, because you see where he asked R.Kelly for more pictures, and he said, "Okay, let me get more or get you more."
Nah, y'all broke that down too.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But see, they have that text message of what happened.
Yeah, but how you know that wasn't Don using Robert's phone, talking to his mama?
Why would he be asking for if he got it already?
That's the same thing I asked. Why would Robert even be like, okay, I'll get you more? But that's not a conversation of, but that's not a response of somebody that have information or that have any type of documentation.
But there's a response. There is a response.
No, because if you hit me and be like, yo, Dana, I need such and such pictures, or I'm not going to say, oh, I'll get you more. I'll be like, all right, cool.
I mean, there's a lot of ways you can say that. You can say it that way, you can say it multiple ways.
Nah, man.
It's no cookie cut response to that, Dana.
Nah, man.
Answer that question. There's multiple ways you can say, all right, cool, I get you more, hold on, I got you. It's not one cookie cut answer to that question.
I will be more lenient towards I got you. Not no, I'll get you more. Nah, man.
What I'm saying is, it's more.
Hey, Marie. Matter of fact, I see what you're saying. I definitely do. But I'm saying that's not a response of somebody that's, operating like that, bro. And I mean, and we can agree to disagree with that.
Yeah, I disagree. But
yeah.
I mean, as of now, he's not a co-defendant, so that's why I'll be concerned about that more charges for R.Kelly. So I mean, that's a moot point.
Man, I guess we just gotta wait to see what's going on. But I'll definitely be at trial. I'll definitely be at trial. So
don't do that to yourself.
Huh?
Don't do that to yourself.
Nah, man, it's blood in and blood out with me, bro.
I'll tell you something, man. This is their goal. Is to publicly humiliate his ass.
No cussing, no cussing, Rob.
Okay, my bad. That's their goal. Public humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna embarrass him in front of all his fans.
But they're gonna try.
What'd you say?
They're gonna try.
I think they're gonna succeed.
Do you want me to tell you why they won't? Because at the end of the day, they gotta prove it. A lot of stuff they can't prove.
They can't prove it, and that's why the defense don't want a lot of things submitted.
No, it's too late.
It's not too late.
It is,
not too late.
bro. Come on, bro. Are you serious?
Whether they saw that 3,500, okay. Whether they saw the 3,500 material or not, that's not their problem.
It's way too. Look. But they knew the case was weak. And now they trying to spring all this added additive. But that's just like, matter of fact, I'm going to tell you what it's like. And I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser. That's like having, you make oodles and noodles, right? And you got 30 seconds left till they done. And you just start putting onion powder, gravy, and all this other additive. No. Stick with what you came in with.
That is what they came in with.
Okay.
You just read their response. They said this is nothing new. This is nothing new. They said everything, even the John Doe, was disclosed in the 3500 material that they gave to them back in February. Now I understand that Nicole didn't have privilege to that back in February because he wasn't assigned to the New York case. However, Farinella did. Whether he's seen it or not.
Here's the question.
Hold
question.
Hold on, Dana.
Okay.
Whether he's seen it or not, that's not their problem. They did what they needed to do, and they gave them. So with the 3500 material, and not only the 3500 material that they gave them is worse than this motion to eliminate that we just saw. Because we saw 20 people, additional people. And the motion, in the 3500 material, they said they have approximately, they go with that approximate, shit, I'm going to stop again, approximately 50 witnesses.
So let me ask you this question, bro.
So the 3500 material is worse.
So let me ask you this question. And see, and I'd be one of the ones to sit back and say, okay, let's put the truth where the truth need to be. Do you believe that Javante Cunningham was actually there and witnessed Robert and Aaliyah?
She said she was. Everything is a legend. I don't know.
Okay.
I only can go off of what I don't know. Only thing I can go off of is what undisputable stuff.
Right.
And what's undisputable to me is when they put in discovery the Aaliyah's birth certificate from the county records, the marriage certificate from the county records, and the annulment from the county records. So that means this stuff actually happened. So I only can go off, things just undeniable truth. There's no denying this. So all she's going to do is just collaborate on what they have. That's pretty much undeniable.
So I'm going to ask you this. And because there's no type of punishment and for people lying, right? Do you think that...
Lying where?
Lying, period. Lying on people, period. There's no proof. And there's no type of law that punish women that lie on men. There's no law there for that. So let me ask you this question. Do you think a law need to be created that females that lie and should get just the same amount of time as the person that they lying on and was going to get?
It is a law created. It depends on where it happens at. That's why actually what they happen. They happen under oath. And then their lie that they did under oath influenced the decision of the jurors. There is a law for that.
Can you send me that?
And look, Tim, there's proof of that. So it is a law. But just lying on someone outside of court, that's more civilly. There's not nothing criminal that can be done. That's more civilly. Debate, what you call that? With character, some of the characters. I can't think for some reason.
I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about.
What we were saying that R.Kelly should have did if they was lying. We said R.Kelly should have sued them for
defamation of character.
Defamation of character. There we go. So that's something that's civilly that can be done civilly,
but see, here's the thing. There's a remedy civilly. There's not a remedy criminally.
If it's done under oath, it is.
It's not.
Yeah, it is.
Prime example. Let's look at Lisa Van Allen. She was just told that her immunity was gone and she was thrown out of court.
Did she lie under oath?
Hell yeah.
What she lie about under oath?
Everything she's talked about.
I think she was brought in an OA case to help identify the alleged victim at the time, R.L. That was her purpose. And she was saying that she was able to identify her because she was involved with a sex tape with her.
All right, look.
So you said that was a lie? So you said that was a lie?
Let's go back and break that down.
That's not a lie. And here's why it's not a lie, because they now have that tape that they're going to be bringing in the Illinois
Okay.
case.
And watch this.
That was the only purpose of coming to court.
What? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And I'm glad you said that. Because what I'm about to do is now I'm gonna go get that whole charge paper, and then I'm gonna read it, and man, you can go over it, and we can break it down.
So you said, okay, we don't have to do that. I understand what you're saying, but point I'm making is it's a law. It's called perjury.
Right.
When you do it under oath. And we'll have to go into all that point. Point that I'm saying that yes, it depends on where it happens at. If it happened under oath, it's considered perjury, and it is a law for perjury that it gets you jail time. And Kim Fox is a prime example. I mean, Kim Fox, but Kim is a prime example of that.
So our Lord Kim went to jail for perjury.
Outside of court or under the oath, there will be defamation of character that's criminal. I mean, that's civilly not criminal. Outside of oath.
So therefore, we should be saying Adriel go to jail then, right?
Ash go to jail.
He
lied under oath.
Oh, we should see Jerron to go to jail then, right?
He lied under oath.
If they go in there and try to say anything other than what's true, then they lied.
Yeah, but if they lie under oath, it's perjury. They should go to jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know. Because I'd be the first one sitting front row. Right.
Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. Don't be in that overflow room. It ain't gonna go good for you.
Who?
You.
Robert, this is me you talking to, brother.
I saw you. I saw you get emotional just, on the phone. But you got emotional then. The overflow room gonna take you out.
No, it's not.
All right, listen. I'm telling you now.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm telling you now. I see any footage of you boo-hoo crying in this overflow room. I'm going in on you.
You supposed to.
Going in on you.
Listen.
Right.
Listen. You are my enemy. You supposed to.
Alright. At this point, I think they need to work on softening the blow for R.Kelly. And get it to the point where he's not going to die in jail. Because if they go, even though I don't like him, I don't want to see him die in jail. I don't.
So
but I think that's their goal. He got all out of their grasp in a way. You're a little slippery. You're a little slippery for him. So now that they got him, they're like, we're gonna make sure.
So
you don't slip from us this time.
Okay, so
but that's what I don't want to see. Regardless, the dudes who I don't like them now. I like him. I just don't like his behavior. I'm gonna put it that way.
Okay.
But I don't want to see him die in jail, and they want him to die in jail. So that's what the defense need to work on. Is to soften the blow and try to get as minimum time as possible.
Okay. So, like I said, we can agree to disagree about a lot of stuff. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, Rob coming home. And and I've always stood that stance. And you are one of the only ones that I can actually say heard me keep that same stance regardless. And me and you done been through war about this. And my stance ain't never changed. So,
So let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say he's found guilty on all his charges.
okay.
How would you feel there?
He's still my friend. He's still matter of fact, I'm gonna put it to you like this. Nothing changes. I'm not that type of person where, oh, a person did something, so I gotta change him. No, but that's not me. My thing is this. Was he found guilty on shit that he did? I'm damn. On stuff that he did? Or was he found guilty on public opinion that swayed the court's decision? That's what you got to worry about next.
So you have a case, a strong case, and
you call New York strong?
That's why you see the opposition that they trying to make a lot of these people not admissible in court, which is the public. I mean, it's the prosecutor's job is to prove the case. The burden of proof is on them.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they see their burden of proof and how they're going to bring it in, they don't want them to bring it in. And the only reason they don't want them to bring it in is because it's going to be problematic.
Well, here's what I'm going to say.
But do you agree the burden of proof is on prosecutors, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why shouldn't they be able to prove their case?
But I'll say this.
Why shouldn't they be able to prove their case? And why they don't want all this stuff intimately in?
But I'm gonna tell you why. Because it should have been there from the jump.
It was there from the jump.
It wasn't.
Dana. Okay. Now you know me now. You know me. Now I'm going to tell you right now. Let's give it to you right now. Put it on the screen.
Now, if you send me some 3500 material, and you know I'm gonna go off, right?
I'm gonna send you 3500 material when they had it. Be prepared to go off. So that's definitely what I'm gonna say. Hold on.
And I ain't talking about no he say, she say.
I'm talking about court records. You know how I do it. Ain't no he say, she say.
Right.
It's straight out of paper. Straight out of paper. So the fact that you want to pull it out of paper so you can put it on the screen?
Nah, go ahead and send it to me.
I'm sending it to you. Why I can't?
Go ahead and send it to me. Because one thing I do know is that Greenberg ain't give that 3500 material to everybody. Hold on. Matter of fact, do me this. Let me take this call, and you call back in, Rob.
No, I'm going to be in the background, Joe. I'm going to go ahead and let some people call in. I'm going to be in the background.
All right.
I got some stuff to do.
All right.
All right. I get it.
All right. Callers, call back in. Yeah, because we're going to do this. Like I say, I don't mind. So, let's see what y'all been saying. I'm waiting for somebody else to call in. Whoever else want to call in. Let bye, Robert. Queen B said hello, Taisa. Guilty don't mean anything. He can still appeal anything. Facts, Coretta. I can tell robbery going by mainstream media what they say. Right, Gemini? Robert should have heard. He can always take it to Supreme Court. Facts. Facts. Corretto. Facts. Enlighten me on the current status of Mr. Kelly case. It's still the same as it was. Did this guy witness anything that R.Kelly has been accused of? Is he reporting what he has read in the middle? Why did they wait? Why did they wait till years later after he was acquitted to do all this mess? I don't know. I do not know. I'm be honest with you. I do not know. Greenberg ain't do that. He only speculating with his opinion. Yeah. But they all his opinions. That's all. Things improving for Mr. Kelly. It's same. That was a lie. Sent you something to your phone. Check it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. You're live on the DanaJay show. How can I help you, caller?
Hey, Dino, I just can't believe it.
Who's calling?
This Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie.
Me in Chicago. I am pissed off. What is going on?
Man, I'm going to say this. They are really...
I can't believe this shit. They wait time 4 days to do him like this. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of he say, she say stuff. Lies. Y'all got this man in jail on he say, she say shit. Why this stuff didn't come out on the trial in 2008?
That part.
I mean, I've been following R.Kelly ever since I was from the 90s, ever since he did everything. And I can't understand it.
Ever since he did everything, huh?
To get one man.
Right. Hold on, caller.
Understand what's going on.
Man, I just think personally they don't have nothing and they reaching.
That's what I'm thinking. You reaching, you got him locked up. You wrong with him. Now Nicole, so this is true about Nicole.
Say that again.
Is it true that Nicole resigned from the case?
Well, I guess we won't know until it actually comes out.
Because I'm saying somebody else supposed to post on Facebook that she's still on the case. I mean, he ain't got time to go out there and get him now another lawyer. I mean, because we going to the Supreme. Because if they have shit on Bill Cosby, we going to the Supreme.
I agree.
There ain't no way that you can sit there and hold this man a bunch of he say, she say shit. I ain't never known he say, she say stuff to hold up in court.
I agree.
So my family worked up in the justice system.
Mm-hmm.
I had a cousin sit beside the judge. My family is police and stuff. I don't understand. The judge, I done been to court, and my baby daddy said I've always been busting one out. The judge told him, you can't come in my courtroom with no he say, she said, didn't you see her do it? And you got evidence that she did. He said no. The judge dismissed it.
So let me ask you this. Do you think Ann Donnelly is going to play a fair situation when it comes to robbery?
No, because she ain't know. No. She said now, don't know what Azrael said. She know what Azrael Jackson did. She know how these people on YouTube, how they don't been presenting themselves
see Jocelyn, it's business time. Then you booked up. But she said she wasn't no damn opposite. She ain't no rape victim. I done been raped and molested. And I didn't want nothing to do with the man that did it to me. If you said, yeah, you've been raped, molested, you ain't gonna go back to it.
I'm sorry you've been through that.
I've been through it because I ran away from home. You gonna show some signs. You ain't gonna sit there and wait no 5, 15 years, no 20 years and come out with this story. And I see psychiatrists for this stuff. I done seen psychiatrists, everything. Angry man with cash. I done been through therapy for this shit. Ain't nobody got medical record why they went nowhere.
So, question. By you being a victim, and you said you had to go to the psychiatrist and everything?
Yes.
So
I'm still dealing with it right now. Even though the man gone, it's still, if I be intimate with another man, I still feel it. A man can touch me the way my stepdaddy touched me, my body gonna respond to it. My body gonna shut down. I mean, them not victims. You got people getting raped, sold into sex slaves. Every day, getting killed. 17-year-old girl just got killed in Louisiana. A girl just got killed in Texas. I say in Texas, in Mesquite, Texas.
Wow.
Kids is still now being sold into sex slaves. The real killers getting away, the real rapists and stuff getting away because y'all focus on one man. Them motherfuckers want hate.
No cussing, no cussing.
On change. They want on change. I mean, I don't understand. You don't cause this man his whole career. If I were R.Kelly, I wouldn't even want to see him. If I get out of this, I would go. I wouldn't even want to have nothing to do with the United States of America. Look, as black folks, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. They using them to take this man down.
Yeah.
And then, as the way of going on with her life, you ain't God to judge nobody. The sin was in the sex. Nobody said, I didn't want to do this. Y'all admit to doing it. Y'all were trying to get number one in his life. Y'all were doing everything he said do. Because I done been with a man, he done had another woman. You would do anything to get that game at number one spot. When you in competition with another woman, you gonna do. Because if you don't do it, the next woman will do it. I mean, so y'all know this man had multiple women. R.Kelly ain't no different than a man out there on the street.
Facts.
Because the man on the street, he going from house to house. R.Kelly had all y'all up under one roof. But women going through this right now. Let men got multiple women, and they still with them. R.Kelly got money. That's what it is. If R.Kelly was a regular man, and out here doing his thing, well, nothing to be said. Now y'all understand he gay, he coke beans. I don't believe this shit.
No cussing, no cussing.
I'm serious. I don't believe that. I don't believe he messing with no boys.
I definitely know that's false.
I mean, if he messing with, if them boys said R.Kelly had them at 17, therefore you gay. You messing with you. Them boys got married. Some of them men got married. So therefore you cheating on your wife with another man. Ain't no way you gonna be straight. Either you gay or you.
Are you good, Robert? I'm just gonna say this.
You need to stop this. You ain't got evidence. He in jail right now. A bunch of he say, she say. Text message. They told us I'm looking at the text message. Ain't nobody got concrete evidence why he beating them with. Caller number one, telling caller number two. I think Rob is in the beat John Doe 5. Get you sit on beat John Doe 5.
That's the fact.
Where is the
That's what I'm saying. If you ain't see him do it, you can't.
That's the person he say, she say. Ain't nobody took video. I got a phone. Somebody beat me. We in a room. Common sense. I'm like, R.Kelly, you show common sense. Everybody need to lose their common sense. I'm like, R.Kelly.
Would you say ain't nobody beating you?
With him, you got lamps, you got tables in him. And we in that fight. He gonna walk about that room with some bruises on him. They gonna knock me him this fight. I mean, ain't no way y'all got phones and y'all can't. Ezreal got a phone. She didn't have a phone. Ain't no way she could have took a picture of her face and sent it to her dad.
But I thought she wasn't talking to her daddy.
At first you ain't talking to your daddy, but you been in communicate with your dad. They got phones. Ain't no way then she ain't feeding them. It ain't his job to feed nobody. If he giving you $2,000 go shopping, this man going out on tour, singing, all this on BET Award, half of the time he ain't even in Chicago. He ain't even in the state that they in. You got 911 on your phone. If he beat me, I'm dialing 911. The police would have been there. You had phone. Something ain't adding up.
A lot of this ain't adding up.
I mean, when the bars around the runner while y'all can get out the room. That's what she was looking for.
Hold on.
I mean, it's not adding up. Ezreal done lied.
Hello?
Took the man stuff when she left.
Yes.
So, and some of the stuff, she still wearing his clothes, wearing his robes.
I don't. Can I call you right back?
I mean, I don't understand.
Okay,
Y'all
be better.
finna lock him up. He done did 2 years of his life. Well, he could have been out there singing, making music, been on that stage. Everything going on in McDonald's. You know this man's favorite restaurant. His mama and him went to this restaurant. You gonna make this man don't even want to go to McDonald's no more.
But
He's
see,
only going to McDonald's to feel his mama present.
but see, the whole thing about the McDonald's thing is the fact that because they do hire kids that's underage, so they gotta paint a picture that he hangs at McDonald's due to the fact that
Yeah,
you know.
I understand it. McDonald's ain't the only place they hire underage kids. At Pizza Hut, Wendy's.
But they know that McDonald's is his favorite place.
Every place, every fast food restaurant, even gas stove hire you there. I mean, you painting this man as being a bad man. I mean, you got people that he fired. Of course they gonna come lie. You got people that he said, oh, his mama was pretty picky. I mean, he say, she say.
I agree.
How we gonna believe that? I don't believe he gonna get a fair trial. How we know the judge is corrupt? How we know the jury ain't gonna be corrupt?
That part right there.
How we know? He ain't getting a fair trial as it is now. Greenberg, he don't go to get no information. Now, you is this man lawyer. You don't go to say nothing. You can lose your license for this. But you turning in stuff, giving it to the judge in the trial and you stop. I mean, come on. I mean, I smell a big ass. I mean, I smell a rat. I mean, y'all doing this 2 weeks before the trial. This man ain't getting a fair trial. He already gifted the public already made him guilty. On Facebook, the internet, that got him guilty. One rumor, the side of line. I can come forward and say, I met him in McDonald's. I mean, everybody can come forward and get on the bandwagon. You ain't going back and get none of these women's pets. How you know? How we know the women that already had herpes and gave it to him?
That's
Y'all
facts.
go and get his medical record. Y'all got to produce that medical record. By law, this right is right.
That's facts right there.
Now, how the judge ain't asked for these people's medical records? R.Kelly deserves a fair trial. He's suing just like them folks. You don't know who gave nobody this disease. They could have already had and gave it to him. You can't say who's spreading the disease.
I totally agree, and it's going to be hard to prove that.
I mean, you need to go get fake. You need to go get every last one of them women's records and see what they did on before they met him. You get his record, you're going back years on him. You're going back 30 and 50 years. You're going getting every woman that he done had. You ain't getting the women that he had before he made fake. The women that he dated in high school, why they at? Why they at? I mean, you gonna play fair? Cause God got the last say so. But anyway, when God come judge R.Kelly, he ain't just gonna judge R.Kelly for having sex with people. He gonna judge them too. God said that's not judge. It ain't R.Kelly. R.Kelly didn't put no guns in their head. He didn't wake up. They didn't wake up. He on top of them. They said on Lifetime, I did it because that's R.Kelly. And that was later when they were saying some of this stuff. That's the king of R&B. I thought I was his girlfriend. They was willing because they said it. How you was brainwashed. I mean, I can see them being brainwashed. Your mom, I could see you. I'm like this. I had 2 daughters, and I got 4 boys. They grown. Ain't no way I'm gonna take my daughter. I done been to a lot of concerts. Ain't no way I'm gonna take my daughter to a concert singing about sex. That's something for me to do. We ain't gonna go there. You a child. You staying home. You ain't gonna go out with me. Me and my daughters never went out to clubs. We never went out nowhere. And they 26 and 24 years old. They wanted me to go out with. No, baby, you ain't not going out with me. You ain't no business to take your child to a concert 15, 16 years old. No way. He's singing like R.Kelly said. They dad and mama know more about his music than they do. They should be letting your child listen to sex to me and all this right there. Where the parents at? Till I get a free bill call. I'm not trying to jank the trial. I hope everything go good for R.Kelly, but I want to go to New York so bad. But I know that's why they don't want us in the courtroom with R.Kelly. Y'all don't want us outside post. Why we can't be in the courtroom to show him that he got support, that he got love. We still his fans. Why we can't go in there? Y'all ain't giving us the right to go in the courtroom. But you got some people coming up in that line. We got to watch it in the room. And then there's so many of us we can't get in and do to COVID. So he ain't gonna know we in there or not. He ain't gonna know his fans still supporting him. He wants him to feel like he ain't got nobody. To me, they're like they're trying to kill him. They're trying to destroy him or make him do something to himself. But I still be strong. I still hold on. Like I said, a lie go a long way, but the truth ain't going nowhere. But all R.Kelly got to do is stand still. God gonna fight his battle for him. Because the whole wide world against him right now. But all you got to do is stand 10 toes down. Because God don't like us. That's why Ezra ain't having no good look right now. That's why ain't nothing she coming out with is successful. Because you can't get nowhere in life destroying somebody to get to the top. That man helped a lot of people. They made a lot of people rich, famous singers. They made a lot of hits for people. And can't nobody help him give him a decent lawyer to take it. I mean, ain't nothing adding up. The people say, we ain't out
hit his phone while he was tweaking, texting folks. He laid up there sleeping. Anybody get behind your phone? That still ain't gonna come to their bed. I'm laying in the bed and you got my phone and her phone together. If I'm laid out, sleep, knocked out, tired, drunk, or whatever, anybody get my phone and go through my phone. Send a text message. Killer do send text message. While people dead, they send text message.
You said why people dead, they send text messages.
I said people dead, you know, when some people kill people on Lifetime, you see that on Lifetime, they kill people, they send text messages like they still alive. Like they kill us in text messages like they alive and they be gone. How we know she ain't sending them text messages to herself? You don't know who's sending them text messages. Cause Greenberg them said this right here when R.Kelly left, they didn't find nothing in his storage that could criminate him. Where all this coming from? Now you got text messages coming up. Well, nothing in their shade that was gonna criminate him on them devices. All of a sudden, now one of the employees saying this. I know good well you're not finna convict this man on evidence. You ain't got no pictures of why they been beat.
Only thing I can say is it's time to buckle up because we're gonna fight this thing.
We keep on fighting. I mean, at the end of the day, we fans can go and sit up in their courtroom. We might get, I'm like I told this girl I was going, but I got a big mouth. And I might have been at BNJ because I'm going to be hollering, playing this music outside of the courtroom. They about don't want us playing this music. They about don't want us sitting there praying and wishing them the best. Because we see through the lie. We done been on this case ever since it's been going on. We done heard Azariel flip-flop. We done heard a lot of them say this, a lot of them say this. We done seen lies. We done heard everything. I mean, and I know they heard what we heard. But you still got this man on trial. You done heard some of their dad say that. You done heard Azariel dad say this. You done heard Tim Savage say this. You done heard everybody. So it's a bunch of he say, she say stuff. This man locked up all because somebody started this rumor and the rumor don't took spread like Wi-Fi. People coming forward we don't even know nothing about. And I don't understand why Leah's name coming up. Leah dead and gone. Leah never said nothing bad about R.Kelly when she was living.
Found it.
She said they were never married. She came on top shows, on TV shows, said they were never married. R.Kelly was her best friend. She never had nothing bad to say about R.Kelly. So if she left this world saying they were her best friend, why you can't leave her best friend alone? Because if Aaliyah was living, I do not believe Aaliyah would have been on that case. They could have used her because she wouldn't have let them use her. I mean,
I'm trying to look it up and see what's
you don't know where it's going. But to me right now, we fighting something that we can't even not win. Because they ain't playing fair. They ain't playing fair. They coming back way back. I've been watching Aaliyah. I watch Aaliyah growing up. Aaliyah is 2 years. I'm 2 years older than Aaliyah. We might be the same age. I mean, it's just I don't understand it. It just. I mean, they ain't
playing fair. They ain't getting this man a fair trial. I mean, they ain't playing fair, Dana. I mean, it's sad. Is he gonna get a fair trial? To me, no. How we know the jury ain't already picked to play guilty? How we know?
Right.
How we know? We don't know who the jury is. The jury ain't gonna be fair.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. She didn't want Azrael on that. She didn't want Nicole on that. Nicole was gonna get on that. Get on that. She was gonna be bad when she got through. I pray to God she still sticks with Rock. I don't even understand. Y'all ain't giving nobody else a chance. He started out with Greenberry them. Ain't nobody started 2 years with him now. They can know everything. How y'all getting these people time to fight for R.Kelly? How you getting a fair trial? They got 2 more. They got next week. How they gonna have this stuff ready before the night? They gonna have it ready for no night.
And before the 18th?
Be ready to honor the week.
And before the 18th?
2 weeks. He ain't got enough time to fight. Then people coming forward. R.Kelly might not even not know these things. Because he said half or 6, he don't even not know. I mean, we don't know. I'm looking like, where was it them in 2008? I watched the 2008 trial. Where was they? Then I'm hearing that the girl from 2008 said she can testify against R.Kelly. But if you had the girl from 2008 up under your arms, seal, where is she going with this he say, she say? Where is the evidence? I mean, it's none. It's a bunch of he say, she say. And you got this man locked up like he a fugitive, and this man never had a criminal record. Never. He can't get out on bond and fight his case. Like he a threat to society. But you got killers walking around. You got rapists walking around. You got people still out here killing serial killers out here. You got people that been to jail, got out of jail over the COVID. And they out of jail. Look at the man that started this. He out of jail. But you won't let him out of jail. And he's sick. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, shit. I mean, it's just, I'm just upset. I've been upset, crying. I've been crying. I've been upset ever since I heard that. Man, who next? Is he gonna have somebody go to court when he go?
Well, I'm going to say this. Let's pray. Let's let the Lord fight your battles. And look what I just put on the screen.
Jesus. I mean, he got Jesus.
Listen.
That's all he needs.
Listen, but that's true. Yeah, because I got to get some more callers on here. So I would love for you to call back in, but let me get some more callers and look what I just put on the screen.
And they out of jail. And I watched it. Aaliyah, when it came out. I mean, some people just look, some people like I got a guy.
Hold on, look.
I'm like 10 years older than him, like 13 years older than him. But some men like older women.
Right.
And some younger, but he's old enough.
Right. Let me get some more callers on here. I'm going to call you back, okay?
Okay, all right.
So, call in 678-545-2955. Pay attention to the screen. Like I said, I have it all. I got Joe Mo direct number as well. I have it all.
Thank you so much, Carl. I forgot. But it clearly says Jomo Hankerson quietly exposes that R. Kelly and Aaliyah were never married. It was for record sales, and Daryl McDavid and Brian Hankerson had a fake marriage certificate made and used it for underage girl blackmail on R. Kelly. That's why I say what I say. And it's coming from Brian Hankerson's son. Not nobody else. This coming directly from Brian Hankerson's son. His son. So when I say I got it, I got it. When I say I got it, I got it. Yes, it is in an article, but I also have a direct statement from him. I got a direct statement from him. So, yes, it is a video. It was on V103 with Frank Ski. So, yeah, if they're going to go that route, time to go. So, with that being said, I'm going to give everybody some time to chill, but I do have another one. Oh, wait a minute. That's the first one. I do have another one. It's 8 pages long. And just so y'all think I'm not joking, there it go right there. 8 pages long. It's 5:30 now. Let's be back at 7:30. So y'all go get y'all something to eat. Y'all go get you something to eat. Have a little downtime. At 7:30, we coming back here. We gonna tackle the second one. Hopefully, and Donnelly, I have some type of decision. If not, we going directly in. You feel me? Like I said, I have a whole bunch more that I got in these devices that I have. Thank you so much. 7:30, I will be here. Now look, it's going to snow because I will be here 7:30 sharp. 7:30 sharp, I will be here. At 7:30, they're all breaking in the door. Watch, that's going to be jumping. Also, I'm going to show something to y'all real quick. I've been working on this for a while. Not that. But I've been working on this for a while. I'm just going to unveil it. This is my new acting logo. This is my new acting logo. It's going to go under one of my pictures. I'm trying to figure out how I can do it. But I'm just trying to make it make sense. You know what? I'm going to stop y'all from playing with my boy, right? Now, Lisa Wu, she said, R. Kelly is a dangerous man. If Black Lives Matter, hold R. Kelly accountable for his actions. But I'm going to say this. Some of these parents are dangerous parents too. If young black adults matter, let's hold these parents for some of their actions as well. Okay? And we're going to stop this hypocrisy. So, 7:30, I'll be back. Let's go ahead and get it in. I'll see y'all then. Peace.
What? Say you love it, what you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down.